A nightmare in Oregon where a Democratic soft on crime bill could allow a convicted child rapist and murderer to walk free next week. Listen to this. In 2010, 5-year-old Sahara Dwight was brutally raped and murdered. Her killer, Dustin Wallace, was 16 at the time and was tried as an adult. Now, Wallace was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, and the judge at the time said that Wallace was too great of a risk to the public to ever be allowed free. But on Wednesday, that convicted murderer has a hearing that could see him walk free. Now, how is that possible? Well, in 2019, the left in Oregon passed a bill cheered on by the ACLU as a victory. Criminals who committed atrocities as minors can get their sentences slashed regardless of the crime. And when the bill passed, Democrats called it a balanced approach to restore sanity to the justice system. Now Sahara's father, Tyler, is pleading for the public's assistance to stop the man who murdered his daughter from being released, writing this. On July 9th, 2010, Dustin Wallace raped and murdered my 5-year-old daughter, Sahara Dwight. Please let the parole board know that we do not want this man released back into the community and that we must protect our children nationwide from dangerous predators. Now, his petition now has just over 13,000 signatures, and he's asking for more. Tyler joins me in moments. And this comes as soft on crime issues like these are harming girls and their loved ones. Just a year ago, 22-year-old Logan Federico was allegedly murdered by a career criminal with 25 felonies on his record, but was still allowed to remain free. Logan's father talked to us in October on why his daughter's murder never should have happened.
That's a soft crime thing with no doubt in my mind. These are the same people that want a parent to be okay, that they want me to be okay, them trying the case of Alexander Dickey. You've got to be kidding me. Okay? Logan deserves a fair trial. The people that were explicit in Logan's murder, not physically, but they let the guy out on the street that executed Logan, and now they want an opportunity to put him in jail. Do they really expect us to trust them? Is that fair to Logan?
And now we have this mess in Oregon where the family of sweet Sahara Dwight, who may have to witness their girl's rapist and murderer walk free in just a few days. Joining me now is Tyler Dwight, Sahara's father, who will be at that hearing. Tyler, I'm so sorry for what happened to you and your family. And I want to start by asking you about your 5-year-old daughter, Sahara. What was she like?
Thank you, Kaylee. I appreciate you having me on. So I've spoken to the nation and also the world about Sahara, my daughter. And there's one person that I want to stand out, and that's our Governor our Governor Kotek. And I want to let her know who Sahara really was. Sahara was a bright, young, beautiful little girl who just lived carefree. And she stood out in a crowd of a smile of 1,000. And she could touch the hearts of 1,000,000. And she lived with her arms wide open. And she had this gift of coming to people who were sad, and that she could just give them a hug and make their day so much better.
She's beautiful.
And on the day of July 9th, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
The day of July 9th, 2010, that all went away. Dustin Wallace was at the house that night, in the dark, premeditated, walked into her room, shut the door behind him, and started assaulting my little girl, my 5-year-old little girl, in ways that are unimaginable. Sahara woke up. She woke up in distress, and she started fighting Dustin Wallace back for her life. And he tried to silence that voice and what she's trying to do by punching her in the stomach and in the face repeatedly. And in her struggle of life, and tried to silence her, she put his hand over her mouth to the point where it snuffed out her life. And she had passed away. And they began to rape my little girl over and over and over again, brutalizing her body. Her insides were destroyed. Bent her body over a bed. Her both legs were broken. Her hips were broken. And after that, he lied. He lied about what had happened. And the ex-wife, the mother of my child, that came in hysterical, and the only words that Dustin Wallace, the monster that he is, said to her was, "Shut up." There was no remorse. There was absolutely no remorse of what he had done. He had lied about it, and it's a travesty.
And Tyler, I cannot believe that the monster that did those heinous acts, which are very hard to hear, could walk free after serving just over 15 years. How is that possible?
And that's the big question, right? So, in the conviction, my DA's office did their job. Lisa and Rick, they did their job, and they did their job well. They're huge advocates, and they had the conviction. They wanted to make sure that Dustin Wallace never walked on the streets again. Judge Garrison sentenced him to 2 life sentences without parole. This was the beginning of our healing process for the families, to know that he'd never get out of prison, right? So, and then in 2019, Kate Brown had wrote a 1008 bill. And what that did, that allowed offenders just like Dustin Wallace to have a reduced sentence and have the opportunity to be able to walk free amongst our communities.
Yeah, it's inconceivable, absolutely inconceivable. And, as you look at this, how is that process going to play out? We only have a few moments here, but next week, is it a parole board? I know you're going to speak. Who makes this decision?
The parole board, Oregon State Penitentiary. We're going to be there June 3rd. This is appalling. I've written a letter to Governor Kotek pleading my case to be able to have her stop this. She's never reached out, but I'll tell you who has. There's people like Monique Despain and David Brock Smith and Christine Drazen and Virgil Osborne that are working extremely hard to be able to get this bill abolished. These are the people that we need to start voting for in office to make a change for our children. The nation has reached out to me. The world has reached out to me. And for those that don't have a voice, it's not just about my daughter, Sahara. It's about the protection of our children. And I will be their voice. I will be their voice.
And Tyler, where can viewers find that petition? We want to make sure you get signatures.
So it's all over, but you can go on the original TikTok that I made, the video. It's on my page. And you can also, call the Oregon governor, Tina. You can go to you can call their office. You can write letters to the parole board. Right now, I have sitting in front of me over 500 letters from the nation reaching out, saying that they want to deny this from happening. They are appalled.
Tyler Dwight, thank you. Your little girl, Sahara, she is in my prayers. Your family's in my prayers. And we will be watching. I have it marked down June 3rd. We're not letting this go. Thank you so much.